All right, welcome Pilates stretch. We are gonna get started seated today. So I'm gonna have you sit on a block. If you don't have a block, you can grab a pillow or you can just fold your mat up here. So we're gonna do a really gentle, complete full body stretch. We have an hour to touch every piece, every part of our body. So we're not gonna leave anything untouched today. So essentially just sitting up on something is gonna, lift your hips and take some of that pressure out of your hip flexors and your lower back. You could always also just simply sit on a chair or sit on your couch or whatever you have nearby. I'll just begin to stack your spine up nice and tall here, and let's close the eyes for a moment and just start to take a few deep breaths in and out of your nose. Now you're more than welcome to keep your eyes closed, but we're just gonna start to nod our heads. So you're gonna inhale, bring your chin up towards the ceiling, opening up your throat. And then exhale, bring your chin down to your chest, feeling length in the back of your neck. Again, inhale, bring the chin up. And exhale, bring the chin down. Let's do that 3 more times. Last time to nod the head up and down. Now let's lift the head up, neutral position. We're gonna go ahead and drop the right ear towards the right shoulder. Let the left shoulder hang heavy so you feel that stretch down the side of your neck. Inhale back to center, and then exhale, left ear, left shoulder. Inhale to center. Exhale, right ear, right shoulder. Inhale and exhale. Just really nice movement through the neck, through the cervical spine right now. Back to center, 1 more time each side. Inhale and last one to the left, exhale. Inhale back to center. Now let's add rotation. Just your chin, move it towards your right shoulder. Inhale to center. And exhale, left shoulder, turning the head from side to side. Exhale as you twist. Inhale to center. Exhale, rotate the chin. 1 more time each side. Inhale back to center. Now let's go ahead and get some full circles. So you're gonna turn your chin to your right shoulder. Lift the chin up towards the ceiling. And then look over to the left shoulder. Now you're gonna roll the chin from the left shoulder down to the chest and then back over to the right. Let's lift the chin up to center. Over to the left shoulder, down to the chest. And then looking back over the right shoulder. 1 more time, chin up, to the left, down to the chest, and over to the right. Now let's reverse it. So you're gonna bring it down to the chest, look over the left, lift up, and over to the right, gently rolling the chin down to the chest and over to the left shoulder, bringing it up, to the right and back down. 1 more time, over to the left. Bring it up, to the right, look over the right shoulder, and then back to center. keeping your spine up nice and tall. Let's start to add some movement through our shoulders. So I'm gonna have you inhale, bring the shoulders up to the ears. And then exhale, just let them drop down. Inhale, shrug the shoulders up. And then exhale, let them drop down. One more time. And exhale. Now let's add some movement with that of the arms. So you're gonna inhale, bring those arms out and up. Those shoulders are up to the ears here, and then exhale, press the arms out and away as the shoulders draw down and the hands hang heavy to your sides. Inhale, reach out and up. Exhale, press out and down. Inhale, reach out and up. And exhale, out and down. Inhale, bring it out and up this time. Now you're gonna take a spinal rotation to your right. Open arm twist your arms to a T, and then just gently bring your left hand towards your right knee. Look over your back shoulder. And inhale, raise both arms back up. Exhale, twist to your left, right hand to the left knee. Look over the back shoulder, complete the exhale. Inhale, back up. Exhale, rotate right. Complete the exhale. Inhale, lift through center. Exhale, again, we're getting that nice rotation here, just like we worked from the neck. Now we're working down in through the whole spine. One more each side. Inhale to center. And then exhale to the right again. Last time, inhale, reaching up. Exhale to the left. Complete that breath and that rotation. Inhale, we're back to center. Arms are overhead. Now you're gonna take your right arm down, bend your elbow, side reach without the left hip coming off the block or pillow or whatever you're sitting on. Inhale, both arms are gonna reach back up. Take that side bend to the left. Hand comes down, elbow bends. Keep the right arm up and over the ear versus in front of the chest and shoulder. Inhale and exhale, side stretch to the right. Inhale, lifting through center. Get taller, exhale over to the left. Inhale, one more each side. 3 is that magic number here. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, we're gonna come up to center, and then exhale, take your hands on your knees. We're gonna go into a seated cat stretch. So you're gonna scoop the belly, bring the chin down to the chest, and sink more into the back pockets. Inhale, roll up onto your sits bones, stick out your chest, lift your chin, gently dropping your head back. Exhale, rounding out the spine. Inhaling into seated cow. And exhale, rounding into seated cat. One more time here, inhale. And exhale. Inhale, coming up nice and tall here. Great job. Let's go ahead and lift the tush up off the block or pillow. And let's come to tabletop position. I'm gonna have you use that block or pillow and put it in between your knees here. And then squeeze it together. Hands are right underneath you. You're gonna curl your toes. And I want your knees right underneath your hips. And they're a little bit more hugged into center. You're gonna take your cat and cow stretch here, but finding a little bit of inner thigh activation. So you're gonna inhale to cow, keep a soft bend in those elbows, and then exhaling into cat while you squeeze the block or pillow in between your legs. Inhaling into your cow, exhaling into your cat. One more time to cow. Exhale to cat. Inhale to cow position here. We're gonna hold. Those toes are tucked. We're gonna bring a little heat in by finding a hovering tabletop. So let's squeeze that block. Push down with your hands and your feet and lift your knees up. Keep your back nice and flat, and we're gonna hold here for 3 rounds of breath. 2, exhale, feel the breath out of the belly and squeeze the block. 1 more time, inhale. And exhale, squeeze into center. Set the knees down softly, uncurl your toes, and then send your bottom back. Keep those arms reaching out. You're gonna keep that block in between the knees as you sink back. Just keep your head slightly lifted here. And then let's pull back up to tabletop. Curl those toes under, and again, push down to float up to hover and hold for 3 breaths. Last exhale. Softly set those knees down, uncurl the toes, sink the bottom back. Feel that stretch into the tops of the feet, ankles, knees, and hips. Inhale, bring it up again, curl the toes under. Exhale, push down to float up. Final set here, again, just bringing some heat in, preparing our body for some more stretches throughout. Exhale all the breath out. Soften those knees down last time. Sink those hips back. Keep your chest just slightly lifted. Eyes are forward, so we're not going into a complete surrender here. And then inhale, we're gonna rise up. Go ahead and take the block out. You can set it up and off to the side now. Getting it out of the way. And have you walk your hands forward now, so your hands are slightly in front of your shoulders. You're gonna lift your feet up. You're gonna bring your hips forward. So you're in a straight line from your shoulders to your knees. You're gonna slowly begin to lower down onto your belly there. Release the legs out nice and long. Be a little baby cobra here. Inhale, lift the chin and chest up just gently, and then exhale, returning it down. Inhale, just baby extensions here to start. Just lifting, small to begin with. 3 more of those. Inhale. And exhale. 2 more, just a little pressure underneath your palms. Exhale. 1 more time. Inhale. And exhale. Press your way on up through your hands and your knees now. And this time go all the way back into a complete child's pose. Head goes down to the mat. Crawl those fingertips a little bit further forward here, reaching long through those arms, feeling that stretch into the armpits and the lats. Complete the exhale out. Now inhale, you're gonna rise up. Keep those hands slightly forward, lift your feet, press those hips through, and then slowly lower from your kneecaps to your hips, to your belly and chest, stretching those legs out long. And now inhale, press up into high cobra, coming up a little further, and then lowering down. Let's do that 3 times here. Inhaling to high cobra, and then exhale. As you push down to lift, feel those shoulders draw out of your ears. Now press back into your resting position. Hips go to heels, sink low. Hold for 3 breaths. Go ahead and complete that last exhale. 1 more time here, we're gonna rise through. You're gonna start to lift your feet. Press your hips forward to get that full hip extension, and then gently bend those elbows right up against your body. Stretch your legs long once you're down. And then inhale through low cobra, high cobra, and then maybe you float the quads up to find a full upward dog here. And then lower those knees and quads back down. Again, inhale, lifting, low, high, or maybe full upward dog. and exhale, lowering back down. One more time, come up to your extension, and then meet back in that resting child's pose one more time. Next inhale, let's come through all fours, tabletop position. Make sure your knees are right underneath your hips, and I want you to go ahead and move your right hand slightly to the center of your mat. You're gonna push down through your right palm. As you push down, I want you to press your left arm up, reaching the chest open here. So feeling that oppositional stretch, you're getting a little bit of rotation here, but more work through the shoulders. You're gonna reach your left arm forward and make a big shoulder circle here, just slightly grazing those fingertips down on the mat. Reach behind you and take a big circle back up. Let's do 3 each direction here. Push down and meet back up at the top, and then we're gonna reverse. Reach back towards your hip, sweep the fingertips down, and then inhale as you're raising the arm back up. Good. Big shoulder circles, like as big as a Ferris wheel here. Send it all the way back up to the top. Inhale there, hold those arms at a T, and then exhale, we're gonna thread the needle. So your left arm is gonna draw underneath your right. I want you to keep your butt up as you draw your left shoulder and ear to the mat. Let's start by taking the right arm overhead nice and long here. Now you might stay right here, or you might press your right palm on top of your left palm and get a little bit more rotation through your chest. Now again, you might stay right here, or you might take your right arm and slightly half wrap it behind your back, reaching for your left hip with your right fingertips. Getting a little bit more work in the right shoulder there with that stretch. Now wherever you're at, return your right palm back to the mat so you can press down into the mat, lift your chest and your left arm back up, open everything there, and then take the left hand back down to the mat. Again, your left hand is slightly moving into center. So you're not right underneath your shoulder. We want to get more leverage to push down onto the mat and inhale that right arm up. Open the chest here. Take those shoulder circles with that right arm. Reach forward, sweep the fingertips down, back up and around. 2 more. Inhale as you reach the arm back up. Push the mat away at the top. Now reverse. Last one, really feel that opposition as you push down to come up. Exhale, thread the right arm underneath the left. Bring the shoulder and ear down, and then stretch that left arm forward first, reaching to the front edge of your mat. Keep your hips lifted and the weight of your chest resting down on your right arm. Now again, you can stay right here, or you can press your left palm into your right palm, gently adding a little more rotation. Again, you can stay in option 2 or move to option 3 to wrap the left arm behind your back, getting a little bit more external rotation in your shoulder. Now gently release the left hand, press it back into the mat. Remember, as you're pushing down, you want to get that big stretch, that big rotation up and open through the chest and shoulders. And then exhale, take your right hand down. Let's get into the hips and hamstrings a little bit here. So begin to curl your toes under. Let's lift those hips up and back to find downward facing dog. Let's do a little tendon stretch here as you rise up onto your toes. Lift your heels, inhale. And then exhale, drape the heels down into the back edge of your mat. Let's do that again. Rise on the inhale and sink down on the exhale. 3 more. Exhale. 2. And exhale. 1 more time. Exhale, melting back. Inhale, we're gonna look up to your hands. I want you to lunge your left foot wide of your left hand here and come into a low runner's lunge by softly bringing your right knee down, and go ahead and uncurl those toes there. You're gonna take 3 hip circles to the right clockwise, moving your hips forward into the lunge a little deeper, off to the right, and then make that hip circle and reverse clockwise or counterclockwise for 3. Last one. Sink forward into that lunge. Now see if we can curl the toes and lift the back knee up and repeat that circle with the knee lifted. So a little bit more intensity. And if it's too much, you can always keep the back knee down. 1 more time clockwise, and then 3 in reverse. Good, now let's hold it here. You're gonna position your right palm right underneath your right shoulder. Stay lifted, or you do have that option to drop the back knee if it's too much. But we're gonna build off that rotation we were just in tabletop by taking the left arm up here for rotation, and then gently press the back of the left hand behind you, opening your chest a little more. Now let's take that thread the needle position. Left arm is gonna tuck under the right arm, and you're gonna reach to the opposite side of your mat here. Inhale, push down to lift up. Press the back of the left hand behind you, and then exhale, thread the needle under and through. 1 more of those. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale, let's finish reaching up. And then exhale, go ahead and take the hand down. Push the mat away, and then step back into your downward dog here. And then let's repeat that tendon stretch again, inhaling the heels up. Now, as you're exhaling your heels down, I want you to think about lifting your sits bones up more, feeling that stretch in opposition. The bottom is lifting up and the heels are pressing down, holy buckets. That just deepened the stretch into the calves, into the backs of the knees, and really elongated the hamstrings. Let's do it again. Lift and exhale. Lower the heels, but tip the sits bones and the tailbone up. 3 more. Inhale and exhale. Inhale, exhale. 1 more time. Exhale, feel that length in opposition now. You're gonna bring your chin off your chest, look to your hands, and let's take the right foot wide of the right hand here. Let's lower the left knee down initially, and let's take those hip circles clockwise for 3. And then counterclockwise for 3. Now you're more than welcome to stay on the knee and go another 3 from the knee, or let's try to lift up the back knee and take those 3 again, clockwise. Now as you sink back into that circle, because the heel is the knee is lifted now, you might get a little stretch in the calf as well. Let's reverse for 3. Good, holding here. Let's position the left palm a little bit more in front of the chest. Push down through the left and take that right arm up. You're more than welcome to set the left knee down if it's too much. And then let's take that thread the needle, right arm underneath left elbow, reaching. Inhale, send the right arm up, press the back of the hand behind you, getting that big rotation. Exhale. 1 more time, inhale. And exhale. We'll finish with the reach up. Exhale, take the right hand to the inside of the foot. Now you're really gonna push down through your palms and your right foot. You're gonna start to kind of hop your left foot in, and you're gonna step both feet wide of the hands now and come down into a big squat here. Now, if you need that block or pillow to kind of press into, to lift your hips up a little bit, if it's too deep to go all the way down there, you can take your hands onto your knees as well. That's a great option. And just eventually working a little bit lower as you rock those hips from side to side. And eventually you're gonna reach your hands then behind you and then just slightly set your bottom down on your mat. Good, let's extend your legs out nice and long. Legs together, let's take our arms into a forward reach here. Belly's gonna pull in, we're gonna sit nice and tall. Round forward and take that forward stretch, hovering your hands over your ankles, feet, heels, and roll the spine all the way down to your mat. Let's meet into a long body stretch here, arms overhead. Interlace your fingers, your feet are still together, and I want you to flex your feet, reach your hands and heels away from each other. As you flex your feet and you feel that long body stretch, you're probably gonna notice your rib cage really lifting, your lower back arching off the mat, your heels are probably even lifting up here. Everything is actively working in the opposite direction. And then exhale, go ahead and bring both knees into your chest as you arm circle around, grabbing onto your shins, and you might interlace, grabbing opposite fingers or opposite wrists. And let's gently rock the knees from side to side. Go ahead and release your arms down. Set your feet down with your knees propped up. I want your legs together here. We're gonna work on hip mobility for a couple exercises, and then we'll start to move back into the upper body. So with your feet and knees together here, we're gonna go into knee spreads. You're gonna gently open your knees, rolling the soles of your feet together. You're gonna let gravity help you by letting those knees just pry apart. And then we're gonna bring them all the way back up together on your exhale. Feet return flat to the mat there. So you're gonna inhale, have to open and do a little bit of maneuvering so the soles of the feet can gently press together. It might be helpful to kind of activate your glutes a little bit with those knees coming apart. That really helps me get a deeper stretch into the hip flexors. And then go ahead and pull the knees back together. We'll go 3 more knee spreads. Open wide, kind of like a butterfly here, flapping its wings. And then we're gonna pull the wings back together as you exhale. Okay, 2 more. And exhale, try to keep the pelvis as still as you can. 1 more time, inhale. And exhale. Feet and knees are back up through center, flat on the mat. Arms are gonna move out to a T for knee sways. Let both knees roll over to the right. They're just gonna stagger, so you don't have to move your feet any which way. Just let them fall where they're falling. And you're gonna feel the space between your left rib and your hip really opening here. And see if you can direct your inhale into that space to elongate the left side a little bit more. And as you're inhaling, then you're gonna pull your knees back up through center. Exhale, lower them over to the left, and then fill up through the right side of your body on your inhale. Bringing the knees back up through center. And let's exhale, lower them over to your right, turning your head to the left. Just really gentle movements here. Inhale, lifting to center. Exhale to the left. You're gonna focus on filling up the right side. Inhaling through center. Let's do it once more each side. Inhale. And exhale to the left. Inhale, we're back to center. And then just exhale, slide your hands back down to your hips, nice and long on your mat. All right, heel slides here. We're gonna start with the left side. Make sure that your spine is nice and neutral here. We're not into a big arch. So we want our back to be as connected as we can to the mat without over activating the core. You're gonna start to flex your left foot, Slide your left heel forward and then really reach the heel towards the front of the mat. Can we activate the left glute and then gently press the heel down, and then you're gonna drag the heel in. Actually, let's do this. Let's make a little bit more movement with this. So I'm gonna have you pull the knee up to the chest. You're gonna stretch the left leg long to the ceiling with the foot staying flexed. Let's lower down from the top, feeling that length. And then once we get to the bottom, you're gonna feel that press and connection into the mat to squeeze the glute and pull the heel back into the seat. Just lightly dragging on the mat. Knee curls back to the chest. You get more movement through the hip. Flex the foot. Nice hamstring stretching there as you lengthen out. Feel the front of the hip, the psoas, the hip flexor, all opening. Bend the left knee as you drag the heel into the sits bone. 2 more. Knee curls to chest. You stretch up and lengthen to the ceiling, keeping the foot flexed through the whole entire sequence. Lowering down, gently press into the mat to pull. Really feel the heel dragging. Back to the seat 1 more time. Bring the knee to the chest, stretch the left leg up, send it down long, reach away. Activate the glute as you gently bend the left knee and drag the heel back in. Plant the left foot down flat, and let's begin to bring the right knee to the chest first. Flex the right foot as you begin to stretch up towards the ceiling. Reach down, reach down, reach down. Lengthen all the way to the bottom there. Tiny bend in the knee to press the heel in. Get that glute to activate. Then you're gonna drag the heel in. Extend the leg up. Reach and press and elongate down. Nice and long. Pressing the heel into the mat and then dragging it back in. 3 more. Lengthen. Feel that stretch in the hamstring. As you're making your way down, you've got to squeeze that glute. Tiny bend in the knee and pull the heel back to the seat. 2 more. Dragging in. And last one. Good. Press it all the way down there and drag it back in. Left foot plants. You're going to bring the right knee in and you're going to start knee almost all the way up against your chest here. Now we're going to take it into reverse. So you're going to press the knee forward. The foot stays flexed. It's just going to kind of hover as you slide out. It's hovering, not necessarily pressing into the mat on the way out, and then you're going to lift up. Again, keeping the foot flexed, bring the knee in. Hover the heel an inch off the mat and stretch out long. Feel that length before you lift up again. Now start to actually think about pressing your right foot into the mat while you're lifting that left leg up. So push down to lift. Good. 2 more. Knee bends, heel slides forward, push down to lift that left leg up. Already feeling a lot of length in the hamstring. Bring the left knee in, plant the foot down, and we change, reversing to the right. Knee starts up, flex the foot, bring the right heel down to hover, stretch all the way out long, reach away, and lift, and bring it in. Glide out, reach away, reach, and lift. Knee to chest, try to get that thigh onto the belly, open up the hip, and then press the heel out. 2 more. Keep the heel close to your seat, so you're moving your knee forward first till the heel finds that hovering position, and then you slide out from there, lengthen. Squeeze the glute, reach out to come up, and don't forget that oppositional press of the left heel into the mat, reaching out, push down to lift up. Right knee comes back into your chest. Grab hold of your shin and take your left leg all the way long here. Actively pull the right knee up and in, and let's just rock the right knee into the right hip, side to side here. We're getting a little bit of stretch through the inner thigh as we rock off and a little bit of stretch into the glute as you're coming slightly across the body. 3 more. 2, 1. Hold at center. I want you to bring your left knee in first, transfer the hands to the left side, and then drag the right leg out nice and long as you actively pull the left leg in. Once the leg is long, set the right heel down, and then take those rocks from right to left. Meet back at center. We're gonna extend the left leg down and out, stretching both legs long. Let's interlace those fingers again. Press up to the ceiling and away here. Reach and elongate the whole body. Big breath in, and then on your exhale, you're gonna make your way up to your seat. So go ahead and press your hands down along your sides and just assist yourself up. Open your feet wider than your mat here. So I want you about 6 to 8 inches off the edges of your mat. You're gonna bring your hands up to your shoulders here. And you're gonna rotate to your left. You're gonna twist to your left. And I want you to bring your right elbow towards your right knee now as you dip forward. Bringing that right elbow slightly on the inside of the right knee. You're gonna use it as leverage. So press the right knee away with the right elbow. Now take the left arm over. Feeling this beautiful side body lateral stretch, keeping the chest open. The right fingertips are just lightly pressing against the shoulder, and you keep leveraging that right elbow on the inside of the knee to also feel a little bit of stretch down the right inner thigh. Now bend the left elbow, fingertips back to shoulders. Let's go ahead and lift up. You're gonna turn to your right, so the left elbow draws down to the left knee as you're tipping forward. Press the elbow against the inside of the left knee. Lift the right elbow up higher. Look up to the ceiling. Now stretch that right arm over. Hold and breathe. Bend your right elbow, fingertips come back to shoulder. Stack the body up, come back through center. One more time, rotate to the left. Bring the right elbow towards the right knee. Press against it to get a little bit more openness across your chest. And take that left arm over, reaching nice and long. Lift your chin up off your chest. Look past your left forearm and wrist. Make sure that left sits bone isn't coming off of the floor here. Press it down. So again, there's that opposition. It makes such a big difference, especially in these lateral stretches. Bend your left elbow, fingertips back to left shoulder. Lift the spine up tall. Slightly rotate to your right so your left elbow comes down to the inside of the left knee. Press against it. Lift the right elbow up higher and then let the right arm go long here, holding that lateral stretch. Again, press your right hip down and away. Bend your right elbow, fingertips come back lightly. Lift up and return back to center. So relax the arms down. Go ahead and bring your legs together on your mat and go ahead and just turn over onto your belly. Right? What we're gonna do here is we're gonna come into, it's actually a yoga position, but we're gonna leverage it in more of a Pilates way. So this is called Sphinx pose. So you're pressing down through your elbows, your forearms, and your palms. Your arms are making the number 11 here. But we're actually gonna start to rotate the palms up. So that's gonna help open the chest here. Think about continuing to lift the pinky fingers up and reach the thumbs out to the side edges of the mat. Now, wiggle your hips from side to side so you can start to bring your legs together. Press the tops of the feet into the mat, and then we don't wanna sink into those shoulders. So this is how we're gonna leverage it in a Pilates way. We're gonna press down through those arms. You're gonna squeeze your bottom, press the tops of your feet into the mat, lift the chin up off the chest, and look forward. Take a big breath in here. And then exhale, relax that press down. So those shoulders are shrugging to the ears, the ribs and the chest are sinking. And then inhale, push the mat away. Lift the chest, feel the shoulders drawing out of the ears. Press the tops of the feet into the mat. And then exhale, feel the shoulders sinking. And then inhale, press everything away, lift up, look forward, open the heart, and exhale. 2 more. Inhale. And exhale. 1 more time. Inhale. And exhale. We're gonna release the arms and move them out to a T now. Turn your head to the right. So let your left ear rest down. This is called scorpion stretch. You're gonna drag your right palm underneath your right shoulder. You're gonna gently press your body and roll over the left side. Bend your right knee up and plant your right foot behind you. Letting the belly, the pelvis, the hips roll up towards the ceiling, and then begin to make your way back onto your belly, stretching the right leg and the right arm back long. Bend the left elbow in. Now you're gonna roll over the right side, bend the right knee up and prop the foot behind the left, or rather the left leg behind the right, and then roll back onto the belly, stretching the left arm out and bringing the right arm in. We're gonna maneuver from side to side here. 4 more times. Back to the belly, right arm goes long, press through the left. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale as you're rolling over the left side. And exhale, really nice stretch through the shoulder, the rotator cuff, the hips and pelvis. Last time here. Inhale, kickstand that foot, and then exhale, make your way back onto your belly. Both palms come in. You're gonna press through tabletop and bring your knees in and underneath you, and then go ahead and turn to your side. Let's find side lying position. Rest your head down on your arm, trying to get this arm completely straight here. Curl your knees in so you're in like a fetal position, right? We're gonna work on external hip rotation here. So go ahead and roll your top knee up, opening like a clamshell. You're gonna feel some work in that upper outer glute, and then gently begin to bring your knee back down. Externally rotate up. It helps to press the top heel into the bottom heel and exhale together. Inhale to open and exhale together. Really gentle here, just working on keeping the hips and shoulders stacked, trying not to roll the hips back, working on increasing that range of motion on your own without using any resistance. 3 more. And last one. Bring the knee down, and I'm actually gonna have you lift the top leg up so it's hovering. You're gonna bring your heel to your seat and point your knee down. So if you were to lift your head and look, we're trying to get a straight line from shoulder, hip to knee there. Now stretch your right leg out long. So now you're in a straight line from heel, hip to shoulder, and then keep the knee in line with the hip as you re-bend the knee. You're gonna feel your glute activate and your quad stretch if you keep the alignment correctly. Straighten out, feel the length, and then bend the knee again. It's almost like you're doing a hamstring curl here. 3 more. Heel contracts to the seat. Feel the muscles in the back of the leg actually working to get that stretch through the front of the leg. Last 2. Heel to seat. Good. 1 more. Heel to seat. You're going to feel that contraction, and now you're going to take your top hand up and back to grab hold of the foot or ankle without that knee popping forward. So make sure you keep squeezing that heel to seat activation to get that quad stretch to really work all the way up into the hip flexor. Let's release the ankle. Take a long body stretch here. Stretch it out. Top arm is going to go overhead. Good. Now you're going to bend your top knee, reach your hand in for your ankle, and gently guide that foot down in front of your bottom thigh. So your heel can be pressing onto your bottom thigh, kind of as a hook, kind of as leverage. And now you're going to use your top hand to press your top knee away. Rolling more into the pinky toe side of the foot. This is really getting into the QL, into the top of the hip. So you're going to press away as you exhale, and then bend. Let the knee kind of naturally fold in, and then exhale, press away. And inhale to release. 3 more. Exhale, press away. And release. And exhale, press away. And release. 1 more, press away. And release. Take your top hand down. Your top leg is going to stretch long, and you're going to press yourself all the way up. That top leg is elongating to the corner of your mat. As you sit on your tush, you're going to bring the sole of the foot to the inner thigh here. Your opposite hand now is going behind you, and you're going to reach the arm long over the leg that's long. You're going to push down through the hand that's slightly behind you and through the bent knee, and we're going to take our hips up here, press them towards the ceiling. You're going to reach that heel into the mat as you stretch and open through the front of the body here. Press down into the mat to get your lift up. Good. The more you activate that bent knee, that glute, and press that hip forward, oh my gosh, you really feel that stretch in the hip flexor. Now go ahead and slowly lower back down. Great job. Let's sweep those legs to the other side, finding that fetal position. As you roll your way down, rest your ear down on your arm, making sure that this feels comfortable in the shoulder. If that's too much for you, bend your elbow. You could grab your pillow or your block even. I should have mentioned that on the other side, and use that as some leverage to rest your head. So you've got some options there. But if you're able to, this is a really good stretch through the shoulder as well. Starting with those external hip rotations, clamshelling on your own. So you're gonna lift up. That top heel is gonna gently press into the bottom heel, and then go ahead and bring it together. Externally rotate and bring it together. External rotation and together. Good. Try not to let those hips rock back. So you're feeling some work in that upper outer glute today. Let's go 5 more. This is so good for us to work into the external rotation. We do so much sitting, our hip flexors get so tight, our butt muscles get lazy, and they just don't want to turn on as easily as they should. So it requires our mind to really make these muscles move. And especially if we have a tendency to even, sit cross-legged, all of that curling in to our adductors just really tightens everything up and pulls everything forward. Last one, we're gonna bend the knee, but I want you to lift that top leg to hover now. You're gonna keep kind of that 90-degree bend, and we're gonna work that positioning of the knee back and in line with the hip and shoulder. And then the knee will come forward. It's like you're doing a hamstring curl. You're pressing your foot into the wall behind you. Make sure that the chest and the belly don't pop forward. I really want you to focus on that glute and hamstring activation. So it might be helpful to take your hand there. Place your hand on the crease of your seat. Feel that contraction, so this is all opening up through the front. Final 2. I also feel a difference when I flex the foot. Really charge the heel back there. Now you're gonna stay here. Knee, hip, shoulder in a straight line. Reach that top hand back and grab a hold of the ankle or foot. Try to squeeze the glute and not let the knee come forward to deepen the stretch into the quad. Go ahead and release the grab of the ankle, and now bend your knee and prop your foot in front to grab hold here. Now try to position your heel on your bottom thigh so it's kind of hooked there and it's not going to slide down. You're going to use your top hand to press that knee away. Feel length from your obliques down to your QL right at the top of your hip joint. And then let the knee fold in and press away as you exhale. And release the press, exhale. 3 more. 2. And last one, press away. And release the press. You're going to press your hand into the floor and stretch the leg long and make your way on up to your seat. Adjust yourself here so your leg that's long is angling towards the front corner of the mat. The sole of the foot is towards the inner thigh here. Your hand is going to go behind your hip slightly, and then you're going to push through your knee and your heel. Lift up, press the hips to the ceiling. Slightly take a back bend here, only letting your head drop back as comfortable as your width, going as far back as you can. Keep squeezing those glutes, pressing those hips up for 3, 2, and 1. Go ahead and return to a neutral position. You're going to make your way to all fours again, tabletop position, hands and knees. Let's do 5 around the worlds here, finishing with some big sweeping circles. So kind of like we did those hip circles at the beginning with one leg forward and one leg back. I want you to get your shoulders involved here. So let your hips, your shoulders, your chest move. Let this be very sensual in your body, letting your head even move. Let's go one more time clockwise. And reverse it counterclockwise for 5. Exhaling as those hips swoop back. Inhale as your chest comes back up and over your hands. One more time. Meet me back up in tabletop. And now the only thing that we really didn't touch is our hands and our toes. So we're gonna curl the toes under here. We're gonna gently sit back towards the heels. Only allowing yourself to sit back as much as feels comfortable. This is called a toe cruncher stretch, but super good for our ankle, the soles of our feet, and mobility into the arches. Now we also haven't hit the wrist, so we're gonna finish with a little wrist and forearm stretch. So I'm gonna have you turn your fingertips towards you and then gently put pressure into the back of the hand here, and then just add a little wiggle of the fingers. So we're hitting the toes, the fingers, the wrists, and the forearms all at once here. Now keep your fingers facing you, but now you're just gonna press your hands into the mat and moving the palms away from you. And you might use your palms as leverage to sink those hips back into your heels a little bit more. Again, just as much as your toes and your feet can allow. It's starting to get intense. We're gonna flip the palms one more time, back the hands pressing into the mat. Be gentle with this one. Wiggle the fingers if you like that. And then last time, reverse it, palms into the mat. Fingertips are still facing you. We're gonna release that. Fingertips now face away from you. Lift your hips. You're gonna uncurl those toes, let the blood rush back to them. You're gonna feel a tingling sensation, and then just gently tap the tops of your feet into the mat. Curl the toes under, lift those hips up and back to downward facing dog. I'm gonna have you walk your hands back to your feet, and then ever so slowly and gently stack your spine all the way up to stand. The head will be the last thing to lift. We're gonna finish with 3 shoulder rolls. Up, down, and back, feeling the chest open. Lift up, down, and back. One more time, lifting up, down, and back. Beautiful job, everybody. Thank you so much for joining me for Pilates stretch. We hit every piece of our body, every part, nothing left unturned today. I hope you feel more open. I hope you feel more elongated. And you feel much more refreshed. Have a wonderful day.